Sebastian had seen more than any human could imagine. He had delved into the mysteries of life and the universe, fought in the trial of evolution against extraterrestrial beings, and saved millions of lives. Yet now, all he wanted was to go home, to be with his parents and sleep in his own bed. He sank into his mattress, head heavy with fatigue. The softness of the pillow and the warmth of his comforter wrapped around him like a long-lost memory. Within moments, sleep pulled him under. When he opened his eyes, grogginess clung to him like fog. He rubbed at his eyelids, blinking against the soft golden light that filtered in through the blinds, casting dappled patterns across the walls. Voices drifted in from the kitchen. He stretched slowly, arms overhead, legs trembling slightly as tense muscles loosened. As he padded down the corridor, the smell of coffee and toast welcomed him. Familiar, grounding. The floor creaked softly beneath his bare feet, echoing the peacefulness of the morning. The voices in the kitchen became clearer. He recognized them immediately, his parents, chatting and laughing over breakfast. He stepped into the kitchen to find them seated at the table, mugs in hand, warmth in their expressions. His father looked up and smiled. "Good morning, sleepyhead," he said. "Did you sleep well?" Sebastian nodded, still dazed. "Yeah, I guess I did." His father stood and gave him a brief hug. The embrace sent a flicker of comfort through Sebastian's chest. He opened his mouth to thank him. But when he looked up, his father was gone. Just gone, vanished into the air like smoke. Sebastian blinked. His heart raced. The kitchen felt suddenly colder. He called out but received no answer. The room around him held its shape, but not its sense. He still remembered everything about the Elysium. Every moment, every death, every truth. But nothing about this made sense. He closed his eyes and tried to steady his breath. In the silence, he heard it. A faint voice calling his name. A lament, distant and aching. He turned from the kitchen and followed the sound. It led him back down the hall to his room. When he opened the door, the world changed. The walls disappeared. The floor vanished. Behind him, the door dissolved into the ether. Before him, an endless white light flared across the horizon, blinding in its purity. He squinted into the void, vision blurred, senses overwhelmed. From the glowing veil, a shape began to form. First a shimmer, then a silhouette. It emerged slowly, as if woven from starlight and memory. Sebastian held his breath. She was ethereal, there, yet not. A presence more than a person. Her face held both serenity and sorrow, and her eyes, ancient and endless, locked onto his. He felt the weight of her gaze anchor him in place. A strange calm battled the rising pulse in his chest. They were not human eyes. And when she spoke, her voice was not sound but vibration, felt in his chest, in his blood, in the fibers of his soul. "Hello, Sebastian," she said. He stiffened. Somehow the sound of his name in her voice felt heavier than any title. Her tone was sacred, not commanding, not pleading, but inevitable, like a truth the universe was waiting to speak. "Thank you for coming." Her presence filled the void like gravity. Sebastian could not look away. He could not speak. She was not a messenger. She was a vessel. Something divine. The silence between them pressed in like the hush before a storm. "I am the one who was calling you," she continued. And now Sebastian understood how her voice had pierced the veil between realities. "Fortunately, you were able to hear me." "Who are you?" Sebastian asked. "I am what Numens needs me to be." A faint pulse of light flickered across her chest as she stepped closer, and the air around Sebastian shifted, thickening, as if reality itself tensed beneath her presence. Sebastian's fingers twitched at his sides. "I am his presence, his messenger. I fought to protect you, and everything we once called sacred." Her words echoed softly, but each one felt weighty, as though carved into the void itself. "But we failed. Life has become a cruel torment, distorted by Laptis." She stepped closer, her gaze fixed on him. He took a step back. "Now you understand why you and your companions have endured so much. The Abudaris, timeless arbiters of the divine trials, who welcomed you after your victory in the Elysium, spoke only the truth. They are unwavering servants of the first builders. Sebastian's heartbeat quickened. He clenched his jaw, fighting the feeling of being pulled under, like the void itself wanted to swallow him. As you were told, Laptis discovered how to manipulate the dimension of time, bending the natural flow of life and condemning Numens to a cruel state of non-existence. My loyalty lies solely with Numens, and I would willingly give up my existence to see him restored. He felt adrift, and the weight of not knowing unsettled him more than any threat could. She seemed to notice, her gaze narrowing as she studied him, and a feeling of sincerity washed over him like wind against bare skin. He lowered his eyes, unsure whether it was awe or shame that burned beneath his ribs. She raised a hand, and the light around her pulsed softly. You have been chosen to wield great power. Power to restore life across the Fraser system. Sebastian's chest tightened. The word chosen echoed like a bell tolling in the back of his mind. While I do not know the exact path to save Numens and protect existence, there is one who does. He looked up, breath caught halfway to a question. Though he is condemned to non-existence and beyond the reach of any mortal, Numens himself can bring you to the place of his punishment, if that is your wish. She lowered her voice, and Sebastian leaned in instinctively. Though his strength has waned, there is still a way. When you return, you will awaken in your own room. To continue your journey, you must focus your mind. Think of an infinite mirror. As you open your eyes, you will be transported to a place beyond the limits of known reality. That place is called the Hall of Mirrors. A chill traced his spine. She stepped back into the light as her final words echoed like a spell. Once there, walk toward one of the mirrored walls. Place both hands on its surface, at the height of your mouth. Look directly into your reflection and speak your name aloud. Do not look away. Keep speaking until your reflection begins to shift, until it becomes unrecognizable. Through this act, Numens will reach your essence and draw you to where he is. Sebastian stood still as the silence returned, thick and alive around him. The words clung to him, etched into the fiber of his being. Sebastian opened his eyes. He was lying in his bed. The ceiling above him was familiar. The warmth of his blanket still clung to his skin, but his breath caught in his throat as the memory of her words settled fully into his mind. He sat up slowly, breathing deeply. He closed his eyes and focused, his mind conjuring the image of an infinite mirror.